Hey, welcome back. So today we are going to go and start one of our winter projects. And basically what that is we're going to go dig up a riser that is right where the truckers turn around. And I always have to remind them to make sure they don't pop their tires or hit that riser, because that would be a bad day for us and for them. I was talking to one of their truckers. Whoops. And he said one of his tires, mind you, they have 18 tires on those rigs, $600 to $800. So we're gonna go dig up the riser because we don't need it, and I'll show you what. I'll show you why we don't need it here in a minute. Gotta turn the PTO off. So this is the riser here. You can see this is where the trucks line up right in here, and then they come all the way around this circle here. And by the time they make this turn, their back tire is about here, and that's just too close. There's no reason for it, so we're gonna dig it up. So this flood line is this riser is part of the original flood line that goes this way. And once upon a time, before we had a sprinkler and all that, we're talking about back in the 40s and 50s here, 60s even probably, they would plow this, make their rows, make their borders, and they would flood all of this. And then down here at the end of the hill where it turns, they would turn the rows and borders and come this way. And that's how they use the land to flood. And the reason I know this is because this is Chelsea's great grandpa's farm from back in the 50s, and her grandma, who lived here, who had to work this flood line, was telling us how they used to do it way back then. So pretty neat family history there. But we are no longer using this flood line. We're dryland wheat farming up there, but we're not using this flood line anymore. And so we're gonna cap this because we don't need to have any accidental hits. And yes, they will pop a tire, because I popped 2 truck tires with them on my personal truck, and that sucks. So we're gonna dig it up and we're gonna cap it. So we just found the supply line for this riser here. If you can look closely, right there is the white PVC pipe. That's an 8-inch PVC pipe. It's really awesome because originally they would have put all this in steel way back when. But what we found out is somebody, since they've owned this farm, has repiped this farm. And so this, every time we dig this pipe up, we've dug it up twice now because we've, put holes into it, digging this other fence. But every time we dig this thing up, we find the PVC, which gives us more and more confidence that it's PVC all the way around, which is really, really great, because that was an expense that we were looking at having to do that now we don't have to do. So we can go allocate that money and do something else with it. So my suspicion is this is steel. Let's see, where are you? This is steel all the way down, and then I'm curious to see how it connects, because I've never dug one of these guys up. And we want to be careful because we can reuse these, because we still use these over on the alfalfa field. So we're going to move the tractor over so we can come and cut this way, and this way on either side of this riser, and we should be able to get this thing exposed here pretty quick. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And I'm probably gonna put this this T-post in just so I can keep track. Ooh, just something like that, so I can keep track of where that pipe is. All right, so after about 30 minutes of digging or so, we've got down to the bottom here. Looks like it's a steel connector. I might have touched this pipe a little bit. That is what happens. I haven't, it just happens. But it doesn't matter because we're abandoning this anyways. So what this looks like is just a steel connector here, steel coupling. So I should be able to just cut it on the other side and either pull this out, which is probably the easiest thing to do, versus trying to uncouple this, and you still have to cut the pipe because you still got to you got to still take out a piece. So I'm going to uncover the rest of this here. And we're gonna go get the Sawzall, and we're just gonna cut it. That's the easiest thing to do. And then I can go ahead and backfill this, and I can actually, I probably shouldn't say it, but complete a project in one day, which is great. So that's what I'm gonna go do. Let me go get this Sawzall. All right, we got this handy dandy DeWalt Sawzall. This thing is awesome. I bought it a couple years ago with a pack. Those specials come on sale right around Thanksgiving time frame, and they're pretty awesome. All right, let's cut this sucker up. Put you down for a minute. All right, we got that sucker cut. Now we can take it out. Oh, and no more truck tires being at risk. Well, I mean, I gotta get the hole covered up, but we got a toy to go do that with. All right, so we got those ends cut off. I got the stuff loaded up in the bucket to get out of here. We're gonna go up and get a new purchase to me, or a new purchase for me. I don't know, whatever. We ended up buying a skid steer a couple weeks ago, and that thing is way easier and better at filling in holes than that tractor is. So we're gonna go grab it. The other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna fill in about a foot of dirt, and then we're gonna lay down caution tape and wire. And the reason for doing that is, one, if I ever go dig it back up, I want to be able to use a metal detector to go find it easily, hence the metal wire. And the caution tape, so if you're ever digging and you find caution tape or debris or whatever, you know below it is pipe, utilities, something. So beware. And so that's what we've been doing, filling in when we fill these holes. Then we lay down caution tape and wire about a foot from the pipe so we can find it again. So this skid steer is a 324 John Deere. It's a 2021 model. It's got about 130 hours on it, 137, somewhere in there. Its lift capacity on this particular model is right around 2,700 pounds, which is great. We primarily got it for doing for lifting these big bales. These big bales can go anywhere from 12, 16, 1,800 pounds. And our other tractor could just barely handle them at around 1,000, 1,100 pounds, and it wasn't safe. And this is a tool that we've been looking at getting for quite some time. When we were first looking at buying the farm, we identified that we were going to need a skid steer because it's such a versatile tool. It's an enclosed cab, which is one thing that I wanted. Because I didn't, we're out in the cold like this. This thing's got a heater in it. We're out in the heat. It's got an air conditioner in it. And I'm completely enclosed, so I'm away from the dirt and the debris and the elements. And I like the wheels better than the tracks. I did some research, and they said that the wheels for what we're doing is a lot better. The tracks is mostly for like landscaping and trying to really spread your weight out. And there's a significant cost difference between a wheeled and a tracked machine as well. So we found this, we picked it up, and I think it's going to be great. We got to go put this bucket on over here. All right, we got the bucket on, and I got to hold the cameras because I don't have a metal mount to hold this camera on, so I'm going to have to do a little bit one-handed. We'll show you a little bit, and then I'll get to work here. All we're going to do is repeat this process, fill the hole in. We're going to put about a foot of dirt in it, and then I'm going to get out and we're going to put this wire and caution tape in. Take 3. All right, so we got our wire and our caution tape in about a foot above the line. We know the pipe is going this way, so that's why we laid it that way. So now I've got to fill the rest of this dirt in, or use the rest of this dirt to fill in the hole, and then we'll compact it with the skid steer. And then if we still have some daylight, since I've got the backhoe hooked up, I've got another project over here. It's not nearly as big as this one. It's just an old concrete corner post that's right where the cattle walk, right where we walk, and I always trip over it, and so I like to just go dig that up real quick since we've got all the tools out here to go do that real quick. So let's get this dirt filled in and compact it and see where we're at with daylight. All right, well, this is what it looks like we're done. We got everything smoothed out. That took about 15 minutes maybe to get this all smoothed out. I think this is going to be a lot better now for these truckers. They don't have to worry about hitting that hitting that riser. They got a lot of room to swing around. Somebody is shooting a semi-auto down the road. We get that quite a bit. Coyote hunters or just becauseers. All right, so we got to go empty the contents of this bucket, and then I think we have enough time, maybe, if I can find it, because it's actually under snow, so I have to go dig around a little bit to find it, no pun intended. But let's go empty this bucket first. All right, I dug around with the bucket a little bit, scraped some snow away, and I found that this is the post that we're gonna go after with the Kubota backhoe. We're gonna get that sucker. So let me back up, get everything set up, and we'll go to digging again. took about 3 minutes. My back really appreciates that. So now we gotta fill this hole in. Hey, well, I appreciate you all watching. We got 2 things done today. The second one, digging up this hole over here. I wasn't really expecting to do that today anyways, but getting that riser pulled up, that was a big deal. That's been bothering me for, well, ever since last year. So we've got one other big winter project that I'd like to get going on. Maybe sometime later this week we'll get started on that, and that is replacing the air vent at the bottom of the pivot. And that potentially could be quite a job as well, but stay tuned. That'll be coming out in a couple weeks, you know, once I can get some time to do it, and maybe some of this snow melts or whatever. We're supposed to get another storm here shortly. But anyways, appreciate y'all watching. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys later. Bye.